Ashok Chandra, Managing Director and CEO of PNB, joins us now, PNB Housing. Mr. Chandra, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Margins under pressure with NIMs dropping to sub 3%. What is driving this decline, and do you think it will be difficult to maintain around the levels considering the deposit cost pressure?
Because of the rate cut in the repo, definitely some impact has come in the financial year 24-25, and going forward till I think Q1 and Q2, we are expecting that some pressure will be there on the NIM, but we will be able to hold on this position from 2.8 to 2.9 in this present circumstances also, because whatever was to be done in the deposit, I think it has already bottomed out. And as on today, I feel for our bank that the maximum deposit, the cost which was there, I think already we have achieved that level. So I don't see that any upward trend in the cost of deposit. Going forward, the incremental deposit which the bank is garnering, it is lower than what we had sourced in the last quarter and in the last financial year. So that pressure on the cost of deposit going to be eased, and that impact we will see in the Q3 and Q4 onwards. So for first 2 quarters, definitely there is going to be some challenge on the NIM, but we'll be able to maintain this level now.
Okay, so your FY25 loan growth is at 13%, broadly 14%, which is higher than the nominal GDP. And you've exceeded your guidance, but for FY26, you have a conservative outlook of 11 to 12%. Are you being conservative, or there is a realistic slowdown which is coming now?
See, whenever we give the guidance, we ensure that we are going to achieve those guidance. We should supersede those guidance. Last year also, if you see, our guidance in the credit was around 11 to 12%, that we are holding it this year also. And I can assure through you to the entire the country that we are going to surpass this the credit growth. Even the deposit growth also, whatever the estimate which we are given, we are going to surpass. We have, as on today, 1,35,000 crore of corporate loan book in our fold now. And in that, 1,15,000 crore is already sanctioned. Around 85,000 crore is sanctioned during the 24-25, which is going to be disbursed in this Q1, Q2 and Q3. Then we have another 28,000 crore which we have sanctioned in this financial year. That is the April and May. That also has to be disbursed. So both put together, we have around 1,15,000 crore of loan book which is going to be disbursed. Then we have another 21,000 crore for which we have given the approval, which we call it as a NBG, New Business Group. That approval we have given for 21,000 crore, for which the proposal has to come, and then we will give the sanction. So if I add both these things, we have 1,35,000 crore in the beginning of the financial year itself now.
Mr. Chandra, when it comes to your slippages, that number has actually increased to over 3,000 crores in Q4, with now your slippage ratio rising to 1.14% from 0.7% last quarter. Help us understand, where do you see these numbers headed?
See, overall slippages, if you see for the full year, it is well below the guidance which we had given. And our slippages ratio for the entire year is still below 1% and is 0.73%. And the guidance which we are given below 1%. So we are well below the guidance. You are right that some higher slippages have happened in Q4, and that too under the particular agri sector, and some the slippages have happened in the MSME segment. But agriculture is a concerned area for us where some slippages have happened. And both these sectors we have analyzed that slippages have happened in the 10 lakh and below category. And I think we are going to have a lot of focus on the preventing the slippages. Like last few quarters, our total fresh slippages used to be in the range of 1,700 to 1,800 crore. And going forward, definitely it is going to be in the same range in the financial year 25-26. I can tell you one more thing. The agriculture sector, the slippages have happened to the tune of 1,400 crore, wherein already 288 crore recovery has also happened in the month of April. So I think some focus is required, and that we are going to address that issue in this financial year now.
Right. Also, your PPOP growth in FY25 was only about 7.6% against that 10 to 12% guidance, right? With your lower NII and PPOP projections for the next fiscal, tell me where the operating leverage is going to come in from.
Operating profit, if you see, that is one of the concern areas for the bank. We are growing, we are putting lot of activities, and this year there has been a good growth in all the profitability ratios also. Going forward, we are expecting that operating profit should grow at the rate of around 7 to 8%. And with this, definitely, in fact, our aim is that in this quarter we should cross a 7,000 crore of operating profit. And then every quarter we are going to put the thing in place wherein we are going to have at least 2 to 3%, 4% growth in the operating profit quarter to quarter. So we are going to put a lot of things in the place now, and with the recovery in the technical write-off, all those things are going to maximize my entire the operating profit.
Okay. So you've taken board approval to raise about 8,000 crore. Do you need capital for growth, and when do you plan to do the same?
We have taken the approval from the board for 81 bond 4,000 crore and the Tier 2 bond for 4,000 crore. But if you are absolutely right that we have a CRAR of more than 17%, and the CET1 also is more than 12%, 12.33%. So as of now, with the growth which we are projecting, we don't see any capital requirement in the financial year 25-26. But yes, there are certain 81 which is getting matured now, which we are going to pay it. So that is one part. We are keeping one enabling clause that if it is required in the maybe in the Q3 or Q4, depending upon the interest rate scenario on the market, how it behaves, if it requires, we will raise that capital. But as of now, for the growth which we are projecting, we don't require any capital for the growth now.
Well, Mr. Chandra, since you are the lead banker in Bushan Power and Steel case, help us understand what is the way forward, and will you now have to make provisions for the same?
See, the judgment has come, and we are going to have the COC meeting in the next 1 week time, where more than 32 lenders are there going to have that discussion, and whatever is required to be done as per the law of the land, I think all the COC members sit together and they will decide, and then we will decide the future course of action. As of now, it is very difficult to say anything about this particular account.
Right. Great to have you then on the show, Mr. Chandra. Thanks for your time as always. That's that on the PNB earnings. But let's take stock of what's happening with Blue Star, given that the earnings fine print does entail